Well, insurance and reinsurance are definitely relationship businesses, and while COVID has changed that, they will still be relationship businesses. So if you think about just the human capital element, some people thought we had a lot of activity in August and September of people changing positions, and my advice to people was don't overanalyze it. I think we had some pent-up demand where people normally would have changed positions throughout the industry, but nobody moved for 6 months, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden people realized this isn't going away anytime soon, so let's lock and load for January 1 renewals. And so you did see activity in August and September of people changing firms. I think it was fine, and I think everything is settled since then. But you've heard a theme throughout today's conversation of the importance of the human capital, and whether it's you first go to that underwriter for their analysis, even before you might give them the data that's fed to you from your system. That's still, in fact, it's probably even been more amplified because of COVID. I think people will find new ways to communicate. I had lunch with a senior executive last week who took a job here in the Bermuda market in October, and now she's never met her entire global team. And so she's adapting and finding new ways to meet with them virtually. But at some point in time, it's going to be important for her to get out to the offices and meet her team members and to sit down and break bread together. We haven't done a very good job of how do we have that social interaction, that relationship interaction. We're still triaging and putting out fires on Zoom. So that's yet to come, I think. I think it's another area where Bermuda will excel because of our agility, our innovative spirit, and Bermuda companies make it work. So they keep finding a more creative way to interact. But I think eventually we will have to connect in person. And, we see the light at the end of the tunnel as everyone over 50 will have the opportunity to be fully vaccinated in Bermuda by March 31st. So as the vaccine, starts going through countries and that airline travel will likely require a vaccination, we'll see. I think we'll see the back half of 2021 of some increased personal interaction. But and maybe we've just learned that we don't have to get together for every meeting. The silver lining is scheduling is so much easier. Right. I just can't imagine getting this much talent together for this panel. It would have taken months to schedule, and we're able to have a cup of coffee and sit down and log in.
I think probably the biggest challenge globally is just getting the vaccine out quick enough. I think the sooner they get that done, as I say, everyone's continued to work, everyone's continued to grow their businesses without meeting face to face. But I think it certainly helps and certainly builds relationships stronger if you can meet. Particularly when we sat in London in the rain, and it'd be quite nice to visit Bermuda once in a while as well. So I think that comes into it. But I think if we can, I think globally, if we can just get it rolled out as quick as they can, and then we can move on. And I think the industry's weathered it well. Hopefully on the loss side as well. Obviously, everyone's gone through a major exercise there in terms of trying to work out what their potential exposures are to COVID. Obviously, there's been a few test cases globally as well, UK in particular. The FCA, quite a major test case they did. And hopefully there's no more surprises to come out of the woodwork in early 21 on that. I think that's probably a negative. There we go.
I like it. And you know what? I'm going to switch it up. You know why? Because again, this is the brilliance of the insurance industry, the resilience, right? And the adaptability. And for a year now, we've all been doing these video conferencing from our homes and managing what we've been able to manage. And it hasn't been easy. And I truly believe overarchingly that the world's a better place just due to the fact that we've figured out that, hey, we can get through this together, right? And it is absolutely together. So I'm going to switch it up because you know what? I'm not even going to bring up negative because it's not going to happen. So Connor, to you, I'm going to go to you, Connor, on this one. What is one of your top goals for 2021? And what is your outlook on 2021?
I think, if I talk about a personal goal in this context, actually, one of my personal goals is to spend some time with my colleagues. One of the reasons I love working for RenRe is I work with great people. And I have seen very little of those great people over the last year, and I miss them. And so yeah, one of my personal ambitions is to find a way to spend more time with them, and whether that comes through vaccines or reduced lockdowns or whatever it happens to be, that's a real kind of personal thing that I'm really looking forward to in 2021. In terms of positive, what am I looking forward to in 21 and 22? Actually, I'm going to maybe take a negative and turn it into a positive. So I think the fact that we haven't seen each other, that we haven't been able to get together, and we've still kept on moving as an industry is fantastic. What I'm really looking forward to seeing is, having got through this, once we get back out there, once we're able to spend time with each other again, either within our companies or meeting with each other across companies, what are we able to do? Given that we've been able to do this remotely, what are we going to be able to do when we all get together again? I think that there's a real opportunity for us as an industry to take it on to a new level, to really take our collaboration, to leverage that face-to-face collaboration in a really effective way, and maybe do something that, do things that we haven't thought of before, be really creative and find new ways to move the industry forward.
No, personally, we're still really in the heart of our systems build out here at Hudson. And I think more broadly, we've just a number of corporate initiatives that are very ambitious that we're trying to execute on, including a recent management buyout from our initial seed partner that was recently just completed and announced. We're launching a second InsurTech fund to do early stage InsurTech investment. And really, there's just a number of ambitious corporate initiatives that we have slated for 2021 that is the full team effort here at Hudson, and I think those are the kind of exciting new and different things that we're doing here, and what we're most looking forward to. So.
Well, it won't surprise you that I'm bullish on Bermuda. I think there's some wonderful opportunities in the market right now, and particularly going into 2021. The two things that we always keep our eye on is protectionism in any country that thinks they can have a better model by closing the borders and doing everything internally. It's not good for their consumers, and it's certainly not good for the global market. Our goal is still to diversify risk, and that means just spreading it into international markets. And I too am looking forward to that human interaction. I think we've gone about as far as we can go with the technology here, and I'm anxious and excited to see how far we're going to go when we all get back together.
Yeah. So for my personal goals, probably two. One is to see family. It's just been hard, I think for everybody. Particularly those of us with older parents. I think that's, a constant worry. And then I think for me to get back to Bermuda, I think as John said and Connor, and everyone, I haven't been able to be back there in a while. And as Connor was speaking, I was trying to envision like that first day back in our office when we're all together at Arch. And I was like, the way I envisioned it, there's probably not a lot of work that gets done. It's just a giant party that lasts for God knows how long. It's a really great group of people, and we just have a lot of fun together, which then sets you up to do really good things. So yeah, I think there'll be a big party, and then, we'll kind of get to work and hopefully be creative and come up, with new solutions that help, both us and kind of, I'll go really glasses full here, help the world. We're kind of circling back, I think, to our whole conversation about data and exposure management, to the extent that we can improve that going forward. You can potentially offer new products, close the protection gap, in places where we're not necessarily, comfortable offering products now. And that can only be good for the industry and, and for the world. So, I'll close with that. I think that's about as positive as
I love it. And so for myself, for Advantage Go, we cannot thank all of you enough for the time. I'm going to walk the walk. I'm actually going to give us back a few minutes in case anyone needs to, go get a fresh coffee or whatever. But we can't thank you enough for this. And I truly want to throw out to all of you, thank you for being in this industry. I love being in this industry, and this is why. When you look at the global economy in general, insurance is the foundational aspect of that. Businesses wouldn't take risk if they didn't have vehicles that they could protect themselves with. And that comes down to all of you. So again, I love being in this industry for this exact purpose, right? And I love meeting with people, and I can't wait to meet with all of you personally. It's absolutely one of the parts that, for me, it sucks. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. It sucks not being able to sit down with people, and it sucks not being able to, but we're going to do it. And someday we will be back to that, and it's going to be fantastic. And I'm really excited to hear all of you say, when we are back together, the creative, juices that are going to be flowing, and the new products that are come out that are, again, they're going to protect the world from what's happening today. And it's going to help people create those new businesses that are going to help us become better people. So to all of you, have a wonderful week. Good luck in 2021. I have no doubt that all of you are going to crush it. We look forward to, again, like I said, meeting face to face at some point, whether it's this year or next or whatever the case may be.